you could still be just a jump off.
Alright, so let's add context to it.
I'm doing something and I fuck with you so we could go out together, but you still not gonna be my girl. You said that to me. Now you're saying that you
no. Let's add context to it.
I think anybody that you fuck raw, you can't say that. You can't say that, oh, we don't have no... Because if you're fucking her raw, that's taking the chance
you
of
say
she can... No,
I'm just saying. I'm just
saying. If we're talking about,
just want to fuck, then yeah.
Hold on. I'm just saying.
We live.
I'm just saying dating period, right? So if you dating somebody, right. or let's say you just
now let's establish what we consider dating, right? And listen to what she considers dating.
Okay.
So we can have a firm understanding of
everybody's
right?
opinion. All right. So real quick for mine, I consider dating is, hey, let me get to know this person.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not dating you if I know that there is no potential future with you. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If we're going out in public, it's because I have a genuine love for you. You see what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to figure out how deep that love could go. I can't bring no female out, you know what I mean? And we're just, you know what I mean? And I know that, like, yo, there's no future with this girl.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That was the problem with the last one.
People not gonna see a girl that I don't see no potential with.
Right.
Like
that was the problem with the last one.
That's gonna be my little
She
secret.
wanted to go out on a date, but I already
now
saw the future of that situation.
If people do see her, it's gonna be people that's like out of town. Right. It's gonna be like, you know what I mean? Right. It's gonna be one of those type of things. I like to go out because I like to do shit.
Right. But the only reason why a dude would bring out a female that he sees no potential is to flex, because she's bad.
That part.
That's the only
So
exception.
you're proving my point, regardless of why it happens, because you're making it seem like
I'm not saying that your point is irrelevant. I'm just saying I'm giving you the context.
You automatically want to
he giving context.
I'm giving you context.
Yeah, I know there's reasons why, but
because you have to have context when you're talking about.
Yeah, but we're coming to an agreement. Men do take women out that they don't see a future with, regardless of what the reason is. They do it, and that's not dating because you don't see a future with them.
But I disagree on that.
Because you went.
That is dating.
That's not.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because anytime you take somebody out, that's dating. Regardless if the intentions is whatever you think the intentions is, if you take her out and you're seen in public, that is dating. Yeah. Regardless of the intentions, right? Because if it's not, then what is it? Like, why would I take her out if I knew there wasn't no future with her? It has to be some understanding of why I would take her out. I'm just saying for anybody.
Well, hold on.
If I ask Smiley, I'm like, Smiley, you took out this chick and you don't like her, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think you bugging.
He has done that.
So and he's bugging when he did that.
If he was bored he went out somewhere and they
so
just happened to be with him.
Hold on, Erika. Let me answer for myself.
What you said, but
don't do that though. Let me do it. Hold on, let me do it myself for me. Let me do it for myself. Let me speak for myself. It's okay. I ain't hear his answer. For them. Let me speak for myself. For them, right? So if I'm dealing with a girl, like let's just say we went through the whole shit. I met the girl, however I met her, whatever. You know what I mean? There's potential in that because other people know that I'm dealing with that person. Right. If my sister, for instance, she knows that I'm dealing with the girl, it don't matter if she knows that I'm dealing with the girl or not. But my mother, that matters. My grandmother, that matters, right? Because if one of those people see me with this girl, then they probably gonna think, oh, what happened to that nice girl that you brought? You know what I mean? Some shit. She's not gonna say that. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. Now the other thing is, if I'm doing something like, say I'm going to the movies or I'm going out to eat, it's something that's happening throughout the day. Maybe I already wanted to go there. Now I got this girl that I could bring with me. Right. If she look good or she got a fatty or something like that, I might bring her with me to go do these things. But that doesn't necessarily mean she my wifey or nothing like that. But I might be dealing with her. Hold on. I might be dealing with her to get to that point. Right. That's why I'm bringing her around people. I'm not ashamed of her. Right. Now, there was a situation where I was dealing with a chick and I was just chilling over her crib or whatever. Right. We was like, yo, let's go to the movies. Nobody gonna see me at this movie theater. I have my ski mask on my face. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's not over the top. So it's not like oh yeah, everybody know this is my girl, got my arm around it. Like it wasn't nothing like that. Going
out with a ski mask is excessive though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't think, because that's why I said I need the context, because yes, if I take a girl out, and this doesn't happen often, I could say their names. Betty, yeah, I took her out. I was fucking with her. Aisha, yeah, I took her out. I was fucking with her. Iris, I took her out. Yeah, I was fucking with her. It wasn't just like a casual thing, but she wasn't my girl like that. But I was dealing with her on a regular basis, so she was more than just whatever. So I guess we was building. She was somebody that was in my circuit of women or whatever at the time, but she wasn't my serious joint. A serious joint, family know her. She go to, but me, I can't speak for every nigga. Family functions, so things like that.
You
right?
weren't serious about them, but you went out with them in public, and you had
if I go out with somebody, if I go out with somebody, see, you doing too much right now. If I'm going out with anybody in public, that's because I'm not ashamed to be seen with that person. Yeah, you might like them,
but you're not. But you weren't serious.
If I really want to be in a relationship with somebody, they would know because I'm spending more time with them. I'm chilling with them in the daytime. It's not just at night. That's how I look at it.
I know that. I understand that. We're agreeing. You weren't serious about them, but you still went out with them.
That's why I asked him, does he consider a date?
Every outside excursion to me is not necessarily a date.
That's okay.
So that's what she said. Yeah,
unless, you know what I mean, whatever. But I'm saying that you could still be fucking somebody.
You might have liked them, but you didn't take them serious.
No, but you could be fucking somebody and y'all could still be doing whatever. It depends on if, like I said, you fucking them at 3 o'clock in the morning, sneaking them
I know that's a
type
difference,
of shit.
But we're talking about taking them out.
Yeah, you taking them out.
You liked them, they was a cool person, but you wasn't serious.
But you have to see whether or not this is a person that you're gonna see yourself with in the future.
Yeah, I'm not questioning if
so that's why the context is important because you bringing these women out in public during the daytime, that means that they have potential. You could be seen with them. They have potential. Women don't understand that.
But did they?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Leave your girl for
we talking about two different things. Potential and saying that you're gonna leave somebody for somebody is different. Potential means you could build on that. I see this going somewhere. It's possible. I'm not leaving nobody unless I said, oh, this shit is fucked up. I don't want to be with this girl. Now I got this person to bounce on. If shit don't work out with my main, I could do that. But that's when you got the starting lineup and all that extra shit when you doing
that's
like that. Yeah, you got options.
So hold on.
So you weren't.
So hold on. Let me ask you this, E.
Your girl who you took serious. They weren't serious enough for you to commit to. But you still liked them. They were cool, so you went out with them. But you said
let me ask you a question.
Outside is not a date because you wasn't serious in that way.
Right.
You're agreeing with what I said.
But let me ask you a question, right? Do you think a roster has potential even though you're not?
There's one person that you like more. Like he said, you might have a girlfriend and then the other chicks might be, or you might be single and you have, but there's one person that's more important. From a man's perspective.
So you're saying ignore the other people?
I didn't say ignore them.
So I'm saying them specifically.
I'm not saying why, or you're trying to find out
why.
No,
I'm asking you if they have importance.
And he agreed with what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to get to.
That
people take people out. I don't consider that a date. And he said every outside excursion is not a date. I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. But he was saying that it's not. It's not true. But you just said it is.
I think that the only cases, me personally,
it depends on the person and how you would have to know the person and pay attention to what else they're doing. Obviously, if they're just hitting you up at 3 o'clock, that's because they're not even going outside. But just because y'all go out on dates, you could meet their family, you could do everything. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean it depends on the person and if they're really intentional about you or not.
I've had this conversation with men, like different men, and most men say the same thing. When we introduce somebody, hold on. When we introduce somebody to our family or something like that, that means something. Whether the woman think, oh well, you talking to somebody else, so I'm not important. They don't understand.
But I don't even think that. Hold on, I don't even think that. I disagree. Hold on, because that's something that woman gotta figure out with herself. Hold on. I think it's important. I think it's important for men to have a roster and women to have potential, right? The difference is potential is you have a guy in your corner that you can always rely on.
What's up, everybody in the comments? We just got very hot to it.
That's potential.
Let me say, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm La Hefa.
CrisxOD.
SmileyJizzle. What's good?
And we're talking about right now, if you're just tuned in, we're talking about the difference between a situationship and actual dating, and does it mean that you're dating if you're going out with just because you went out in public with someone, or because men go take women out in public, and because not all of them do it. Some men don't do that. Some men will not take you out in public unless they see a future, but there are some men that will do that, and not, maybe they like you as a person, you're probably cool, but maybe you don't look good enough, you're not necessarily ugly, but they could find you're not a 10, maybe you're average, and they want a 10. So, or maybe there's someone else that they're waiting for.
I don't even think it's that deep, yo. Like, it's really just based off of how she is. Like, if she's the type of woman that you could take out and just chill with, we gonna do that. If she's the type of woman that we can't take out because she's gonna embarrass you, we won't do that. But the niggas that will do that is the niggas that's used to being not the leader in the relationship. You see what I'm saying? The niggas that she's talking about that take women out that they don't potentially like, but they take them out anyway, is the niggas that's saying, all right, I'm gonna take her out because either she is good looking, which is for our ego, or she is just cool and I don't mind being seen with her. But I think there is importance.
Cool.
But hold on. I think there's more importance in the woman that you don't know that you're taking out on a date versus the woman that you're cool with and you have that type of relationship. This is the only reason why me and E is different, is having a difference in opinion, because I agree with what she's saying. I'm just saying there is value in the roster. There is value in the female that you could just chill with.
They don't see value because they're not chosen.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Just because you don't choose her doesn't mean that she's not valuable. And that's the only part that I'm just saying is different, because there is value in the woman.
Yeah, because they try to get a piece of everything. Like, there might be somebody that you're just sleeping with, and then there's someone that is more nurturing. She be more smooth, she do whatever you say, and she's cool, but she might not look as good as you want. She not ugly, she's look good enough to go out in public, right. But she not, you want a 10 and she not a 10 or something.
But that's why I said it's ego. Like, we can't sit here
because men
and
care
act
more
like
about
that's
looks than anything else.
I mean, but ego cares more about looks, not just men. Anybody with ego, a woman too. There's some women that's like, ilk, I'm not fucking with just anybody, because guess what? They feel like their shit is on a pedestal. And they're not wrong for having that confidence, but it's only when that confidence turns into cockiness. You see what I'm saying? And you can't say you're standing on values, you're standing on vanity, really.
For me,
what I'm saying?
You have to be attractive to me, but you don't have to be a model.
Like, and that's called being modest.
Because there have been, but I've talked to guys
not every woman has modesty.
Probably could have been a model.
You know what I'm saying?
Or I've also dated guys that were average looking at, maybe somebody else thought was ugly, but they look good to me. Right. Were they the best looking person that I ever seen? No, but I don't think I'm the best looking person, so I'm not gonna just be like, if you ugly, like I can't look at you, then that is, because the first thing for most people is physical attraction. Right. If I don't know you, I have to be attracted to you. I have to wanna be intimate with you if we do get to that point. This lady says she left her husband. I forgot how long. She was married for a year. She left her husband and she said she had to get drunk every time it was time to play leapfrog.
Crazy.
And if you gotta do that, that's a problem. So attraction does matter to a certain extent, but there's a problem because men and women alike are delusional sometimes. They think they qualify at a different level in the marketplace. And yes, men look for different things in women than women look for in men. But there is some level of delusion for some people. Some people think they're better than they look. Some people, and they don't be. You gotta recognize where you stand in in your dating, what your dating market value is. And some people might recognize it, but they pretend or they have this air about them that, oh, I'm the shit. I mean, when that trans person was like, I'm a fat effing 10. Mm-hmm. Oh, right. You can't say that.
Well, check this out. As far as that situation, I don't know nothing
and she
about.
was like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, as far it was that, a man, but it was trans.
As far as that situation, I don't know nothing about that. But I can say this: having confidence gets you better than what you would have got without confidence.
Yeah, because that does matter too. Confidence, right. If you're married, that is
there's a lot of ugly, unattractive people that's with some daddies, and they're not trying to leave that ugly, unattractive person because
a lot of times
of
women,
their personality.
A lot of times women go for men just because they have money. So
I mean, it could be money too, but I know a lot of broke.
I know a lot of broke
with
Cassie and Diddy.
Crazy looking
with
people
Cassie and Diddy, it was more than just the bread.
You said what?
It was more than just the bread with Cassie.
Yeah, and that's what we're starting to understand.
Cassie was here, and Diddy was like a normal. I mean, he was a baller. He's a billionaire, but normal dude, like, you know what I mean? But able to. Because first of all, his personality is probably very alluring. You know what I mean?
Bro, so there was nothing normal about that man.
No, I'm saying what we
her
look at as guys
now is normal.
What we look at as guys, we would probably say normal, right?
Her husband
not a diesel guy, not a super tall
you talking
guy.
About like aesthetically,
he's an average guy, right?
Aesthetically.
But he's powerful,
right?
You understand what I'm saying? So the power,
and he changed their life.
And some resources women, is different. But I'm saying that I think it's more than money. I think that it was maybe his demeanor, confidence, all of that stuff. That's what made, because she was in love with him, willing to do the stuff that she did for this dude.
Remember that
you don't do stuff like that unless you really care that much about a dude. Beating you up, you not telling nobody. You could take everything from him right now.
Remember that
like,
story
why wouldn't you do it?
About somebody, I think it was TikTok or IG, and she was like, the nigga kidnapped her or some shit, and she ended up like was telling the story, getting hot and bothered by the story, and even though this nigga kidnapped her, you see what I'm saying? And I said to her, like, it's effed up, because what she doesn't say is later on down the line when she has a normal dude, he can't compete with that. He can't compete with that feeling of how she felt, that excitement of dealing with this dude who's quote unquote gangster, got a gun, got her in a trap house. He can't compete with that. Right. And this is what turned her on. To this day, she's probably telling this story, getting turned on by what happened. And this is what we got to compete with. Because when you a normal dude, you're not gonna ever put her in no situation like that. And you're thinking that because it's her best interest, you know what I'm saying? That this is what she needs. And she's like, nigga, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that don't do it for me. Right. And this is what I'm saying. It's like, Cassie is in a situation now that as more the stuff that we hear, we're starting to realize the character of the person that she really is. That's the same thing with the Meg situation.
Is that a W? Is that a W or is that an L?
It's an L
for the prosecution.
It's an L for her. It's an L for the prosecution, and it's an L for her husband. It's an L. It's a three-way L trifecta, because your credibility is not looking good. Your husband's credibility is not looking good, because real men is looking at that situation like,
they trying everything to bury this guy.
This is what I'm saying.
They trying their hardest, but it's looking like failed attempts to me. Because they just trying to tug at your heartstrings when we doing a RICO case.
But this is what I'm saying. It shouldn't even be a RICO case. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is on some weird stuff because of whatever they're publicizing this stuff for, right? But the reality of this situation is, if we see wrong, we're supposed to speak out and be like, nah, this is wrong. You can't do somebody like this, whoever it is. Like, I'll never say, if Diddy was wrong for whatever he did to them artists, right? The known artists that we know, Mace, Biggie, Because Valletta Wallace, she died not happy with Diddy at all, right? She didn't like Diddy and she didn't trust Diddy. And you know what I mean? There has to be a reason why certain people are saying the same negative things about this person. It's like certain people have that energy around them. And you know what's crazy? People are like, a lot of women come with the spirituality shit, and those be the same women that mess with Diddy. So what that tells me is the money's more important than the spirituality. To her, at least.
And that's what I'm saying. A lot of times, not every time. Sometimes people look past that. Maybe, I think the only time when looks is not a factor and they give someone is, and if they don't have money like that, is if they met them, if they knew them already. Like they met them through work or they grew up with them or something, so they got to know them without looking. And that's why a lot of people say they don't date or they don't agree with that. Like they believe in like going to college and meeting your person, or you grew up in their neighborhood or something. It was a family friend or something like that. You knew them your whole life, so you knew them outside. You weren't trying to impress them, so they were being themselves. They didn't have no, so it was different. And then you realize they've been in your life forever, and you love them because of who they were. You were able to look past that because you wasn't dating them. They was a friend first. I think a lot of people should be friends for that. I think those are the relationships that do stay. If you were friends in the beginning,
100%.
Because you already understand that you can deal with being around this person. This person doesn't make you want to disappear and never talk to them again.
But you that make it harder too, though.
But it's
sometimes they know them better. They might be with someone else, and
when
they
you're
know
in
them
a
better
relationship with that person. Because here's the thing, like I had a whole bunch of female friends that I tell all my sexual encounters and everything or whatever, so they know how much of a demon I was, like, you know what I mean. So for some of them, it may be a curiosity to try to let you ain't really like that, and some have it's happened. Right. You know what I mean? We jumped out of that friend zone to see what it would be like, and they seen it and they couldn't deal with it. They couldn't deal with it because I could separate this aspect of it from being like so emotionally involved with you that I gotta see what you're doing every 2 seconds. It was the same thing. We just add a little spice to it. I'm smashing now, but it still was like, I don't gotta call you all the time. I don't care what you doing. I don't care. You know what I mean? It was real simple to me. But this is what I'm saying, and I don't think every guy is like me. But I realize, like, I can take my emotions away from the situation. I don't have to be invested in this woman that I'm having sex with. Right. But I can love a woman that I'm having sex with. But it's another component, because the sex is that's just the organ. It's just like breathing. That's just like it's just something that you just gotta do, like, or whatever. You just, but it's not really, if I don't have it with the person that I really truly love, then I'm never gonna be fulfilled in this area of my life. That's false for a man. I could fuck.
I don't know. That sounds true as fuck.
No, I'm saying
that sounded true as fuck, right quick. Nigga.
I could fuck a woman. I could fuck a woman that I don't care about every single time.
But you said fulfillment. You said you don't feel fulfilled. I mean, you won't get fulfilled.
No. I'm saying just by having sex with a random chick, yes, you will get fulfilled. What do you mean? Sexually desire, yeah. That's what I said. It's a separate thing.
So
sex is not with.
So are you in it for the lust or the love, then, nigga?
There is no love with sex. Sex is not.
So now it's lust.
Sex is not for love.
So now it's
not for lust either.
It is for lust.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Not what he's saying, because
okay.
Some
not in my opinion. It's not. It's not for lust. It's not for love. It's just something that you have to do. So it's not like it's not lust or meaning. Well, I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying this, and then maybe you'll still say with your stance, which is fine. But understand where I'm coming from. Men have to fuck, bro. I don't care what kind of guy you are, Mormon, a priest that absolved yourself. Something feels crazy. Like you're not smashing. you're not even jerking it off. Like, you gotta do something. So that part of us is there. Women can go months without masturbating and all this other stuff. Women really do the whole thing. Like, and dudes don't really talk about what they do, but I mean, let's be real. Most dudes probably hit their shit once a day, twice, 3 times a week or some shit. Like, if you a normal dude, if you not, then you probably don't. I don't know. But scientifically, what they say is we have to do it more than 3,000 times a month. So if we're doing it more than 3,000 times a month, that's not just once. You're doing it a lot. So, or you gonna feel more comfortable after you've done it enough times for the month. So if you don't have a woman that you're able to do it with consistently, then you're gonna have to find another way to get that, because it's just natural for us to get it. So that doesn't make it necessarily lust. Yeah, we want that. Oh my gosh, she looks so good. But at some point, it's just, would I say a need? Because I mean, you could just be a Munich, not really, do it, but
are you gonna die?
Right, you're not. There is a scientific component to that. That yes, it's not healthy. It's not healthy to not do it.
That's cool.
I'm tired. I'm almost done. I'm tying it in because I know you want to get in and debunk me.
Quick after you.
But just to say, like, for guys, men out there, like, you shouldn't feel pressured. Like, oh my God, like, I want to have sex with other women, or I want to have sex all the time. Like, I never want to stop. Don't feel bad about it, man. Just be with a woman that, understands that, and she doesn't necessarily mean let you go out and do it with other people, but she understands that, I need it enough. She has to give me this when I want it, the way that I want it, however I want it. And I'm going to do my part to make sure that she's comfortable and she's taken care of. Go ahead.
I think I agree with you, and you can you can get blue, BALL, and because you have to let it out, because there's a difference between a man and a woman. Men get backed up, so they do have to. At least you wake up in the morning with a stiffy or whatever. So, I know I do think that, but I do think that it is different. There are some men, a small percentage of men, that are like lover boys, and they fall in love with every body that they sleep with or something, they put it on. But most men, even if they like you, they could like you and still just fuck, and just have sex, and it don't do nothing. They're able to separate that, like you said. Because it can become a problem. If men weren't logical, weren't able to separate the logic from the emotional aspect, because they're supposed to lead, right? Then they're gonna not go to work. You're gonna be sitting. You're gonna be late for work every day. You're gonna be later. You're gonna want late. If you really didn't have no control, you would just lay there. You're gonna be a SA.
Can I say something now?
What I'm saying? The word.
I understand.
Ex addict.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to. And women, there are women that don't be giving in to their husbands, or men complain about it all the time, but they don't get enough. You should do that. That's your man. Or even if you're dealing with them, if you decided if you decided to be intimate with them and you ain't messing with nobody else, and y'all, even if it's a situationship, you want him to go. He probably gonna do it anyway, but it would help if you were available when he wanted, but it should be also for the women worth it for you. If you're ruining your life and you just chasing after this man and he's gonna waste your time, then it's probably not a good idea. But if you can handle it and you can separate your feelings, because that's what happens in those situations. Someone gets in their feelings, or both. Because at times the men might, even if they don't acknowledge it. If you know a man, you could tell when he's bothered by something, that his demeanor changes. Something happened, he might try to cover it up, but there's certain things that you can't hide, body language, the facial expression, or something.
Yo, he wanna debunk it so bad.
I just wanna speak, because everything that y'all saying is valid, but what y'all lacking is literally the description of that is desire. Desire is lust. The difference between lust and love is the shit that she was mentioning with intentions. okay, I want to see how far this is going to go. I'm going to give this person a chance. I'm going to bring this person in my world. That's love, right?
But
and hold on, let me cook.
I know what you're talking about.
That's love, right? Desire, lust is I want to fuck that bitch. Desire, lust is going on porno or corn and relieving yourself and feeling like you got to do it every day. That's whatever. Whenever the numbers is, if you feel like you have to do that, all I'm saying is the natural thing to do is step it up and be a man and rock with somebody. You could have X. You could have X. I'm not saying y'all can't have X because I'd be a hypocrite to say that. But I'm just saying that we should at least have intentions for the women that we're having X with. Even if, that's why I was going so hard on saying before that you could be a homegirl and you're just having sex with the homegirl or X with the homegirl and you still love her. That shit count. Because at the end of the day, like when it's when it's all said and done, you love this girl, even though you didn't have intentions of marrying this girl, even though she couldn't be who you wanted to be, that doesn't take away the relevance of this person at that time. So all I'm saying is, discipline is saying, oh, I don't want to rock with this girl today, or I want to rock with somebody that falls into the lines of what I want in a person. That's discipline. Discipline is saying, oh, I'm not gonna stroganoff today because at the end of the day, I need to keep this energy for me. There's a lot of things that we don't see at play influencing our decisions, and whether people believe in demons or not, whether people believe in forces that are evil or not, evil is real because we see it in the world. Good is real because we see it in the world. So all we have to do is balance between the two and realize that whatever we choose to be more of is who we are as a person, whether it's good or evil. And that's what I'm saying.
I do think, I agree with you. I do think that, well, thinking back, because like you said, because I wasn't fully getting what I wanted out of it, like maybe I wanted a commitment, but maybe I wasn't giving it enough time, because like you said, 3 years, maybe other men have that, or 1 year, or whatever, or it could be longer than that. Some people were together for 10 years before they got married, or whatever. So, like, sometimes it could be like, I do think they care, or they might love you or whatever, but the woman probably feel like, I'm ready. Then if you feel that way, or if you care, or you doing all these things that seem like you care, like you said, they're taking you out, they're doing this, you doing things that is like, that you wouldn't just do for someone if you didn't, and not just monetary things, like you actually listening when I talk and you hear, you're not just listen to the last word or just zoning out or whatever. And I know because we had conversations about it or whatever, like then it'd probably be like you do, but then it's confusing because like, well, you need to do something because I don't want to just be doing this, and then that's why it make it seem like you don't, because I don't really believe that you don't, because like it seems like you care. Like what you're doing is giving that you care. And like I said, little things, like sometimes I have done maybe a little toxic, but I would do little things, not nothing crazy, but just do something just to try to get a reaction, just to see if a spark of feeling or something, a glimmer of something, and it would be like,
wasn't that love?
That's what I'm saying. It could have been, but then it's like, but you're not moving.
It could have been
like
love.
You're
You
know, it's not.
So
it's
you
like,
think
I
think
want,
love is questioning your partner? That's what you think love is?
What are you talking about?
You said you did your actions out of love. So I'm asking you, do you think that questioning your partner
saying me. I was responding to what you said, because you were like, a man could love you. Like you could be. You were
saying that it's lust. What I'm saying is an instinct. It's natural. You're saying it's lust. for a man to want to have intercourse. I think that that's natural. It's completely natural for us to want it as much as we want it because of, just because of the things inside of our bodies.
It is
biologically. But the only point is
discipline has to be.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
And the more discipline you have, the less you're gonna do that. You're making yourself. You're making yourself.
I'm not saying just because.
Still have the urge. Exactly. But I said discipline. The more discipline that you have is the less that you're acting on the desire. So this is what I'm saying.
So hold on.
It can still be there, but if you're not acting on it, then what are you doing?
Let's separate the argument, because it's not right and wrong. It's just understand
right and wrong.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. The argument isn't right and wrong. The argument is
I'm saying desire.
What it is initially that you're doing.
Desire.
So yeah, you may have. Bro. So hold on, bro. Because I'll let you cook. Because we gotta move on to other topics. We ain't got that much time, right? But I just want to end it with this. I'm not arguing that a man doesn't have to have discipline. We talking about a whole different thing. We talking about those things. If that's something that you do, that's fine. The understanding is how we're going to make people have more healthy relationships, because they have to understand the other side. You have to understand where a man is coming from. And if you're sitting here and you're arguing about what's natural for a man, for all the men that's out there that's trying to find a relationship, then they're gonna feel like, damn, like what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with them feeling this way. But yes, to say, yes, what is something that we should do? Yeah, you could say that. Men should do this. But to put them in a category and say, yo, if you out here fucking a whole bunch of chicks, nigga, you're grimy, you're wrong, you're this, you're that. I don't want to shame them for doing what's natural to them until you find the one that you need to be with. But I want women to also understand that this is what's going on. So this is how you keep the man that you're with, doing these things, and this is how the man understands who he needs to be with, because she's giving you more than just the libido. That's one thing, that's something that's great, but there has to be more that will make you be drawn into that relationship. So it can't just be that, but that's natural. That's something that has to happen,
bro.
That's all I'm saying about that,
bro. Just
not
just
arguing
to that
with
point.
you.
Just
not arguing.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying, right? Because you're saying that it is natural for a man to have desires, and I'm saying that is true. I'm not hold on.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is it is discipline. Discipline separates.
We said that.
Listen.
We said that.
Listen to what I'm saying. Discipline is saying that, hey, I'm not going to do this.
We know that. We know right
at an excessive rate. Right and wrong. Smiley, can you let me cook?
Because you're saying the same thing.
Smiley, let me say the same thing then. Let me just say the same thing. If I'm saying the same thing, you already addressed it. So all I'm saying is, discipline is saying, I'm going to check my desires. So I'm not gonna go out here and have sex with mad females. That's the discipline. If you're sitting here trying to excuse, I'm not gonna feel bad for the dude that's getting mad, and I'm not saying that you're wrong for that stance. But if you're the same person that's saying, certain people shouldn't be parents, now you sound like a hypocrite. Now y'all sound like hypocrites if y'all saying certain people shouldn't be parents, but you're sitting here parading and saying ain't nothing wrong with this nigga smashing a whole bunch of chicks. So you gotta pick a side. This is all I'm saying. It's the same thing. If the person is getting their rocks off and you're saying it's okay and he shouldn't feel bad. No, he didn't get to the growth. He got to the smashing. You said this person
is wanting to have sex with people and being serious with somebody.
Checking is the desires. The desires is the discipline. Checking is the desires, and the desires is the discipline. And you're sitting here saying it's normal for people not checking their desires.
You can do
You're
that.
saying no, you can't. And if you do it, then you don't have no discipline.
But there is a growth.
The people that do it, the people that you're talking about have no discipline. The people that smashing mad females that have no intention for the females have no principles, have no discipline.
Because we're talking about We didn't put an age on it.
I'm just letting them know.
We didn't say whether this was single people.
I'm just letting y'all know.
We didn't say this was somebody that was in their 20s.
Because you're not hearing me.
We didn't say. I hear everything you're saying.
You're not hearing me.
Where's the argument?
There's no argument. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying.
The understanding that men,
bro,
this is something that happens. This is how.
What is something that happens? Smashing mad females?
No, having sex.
And I'm saying you have to check it. Do you not? And I'm saying the people that check it, listen. And I'm saying the people that check it have more discipline than the people that don't. That's all I'm saying. What are you arguing? What is the argument, Smiley?
There's nothing
What's the argument
with a man doing what they're doing is what I'm saying.
So without discipline?
Aside,
okay, so I just disagree.
A level of discipline.
I just disagree.
That's fine.
You said discipline aside, and I just disagree. I don't think you could just say, okay, I don't need no discipline and flourish in life. And flourish in life.
So it's fine.
Right. They heard it.
All right. So because that's a good argument. It's an argument versus abundance or not having
with discipline.
That's
are more aligned.
But I'm just saying
to a better life than the people without discipline. Because the people without discipline, and we're complaining about all these children being now we're not complaining.
Because we didn't even talk about
so now you're saying sex. So now you're saying
sex. So now you say any of that. We didn't say any of that. All you did was just went on a rant about people having sex.
Don't we cover all of that?
That's what I'm saying.
That covers all of that, right?
Having sex.
So exactly.
It's not because
you're
no
being
context.
in general.
I'm sorry.
That's the context. The context is, do you want to have X or not? That's what I'm saying. That's the context. And what I'm saying is,
the answer to that is, if you're a man, you're going to want
right.
Yes.
And I'm saying you have to check it. And what I'm saying is you have to check it.
That's wrong,
and I'm saying discipline aside, you are not checking it.
All right.
Discipline aside, you're not checking it.
That's not
discipline
what I'm
aside,
about.
You're literally
saying...
the
argument was not even about right and wrong between having sex with a whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people. That was never the discussion. That's where it went. We moved the goalpost to that.
It's too hot to be arguing, dog.
But we were initially talking about if you have a relation, you can separate the emotion from it. And then you started talking about that's lust. That's But I understand what you're saying, and I didn't disagree with anything that you said. But that's not what I was talking about. So I don't even know how we got there.
Because that's what I was talking about. I'm saying
I feel
that's
you.
Lust. If you're just
but then
girls,
again, and then when people hear
and
that
you have
word,
no intention,
when people hear that word,
so let me ask you a question.
Like, oh my God, this is
let me just ask you a question.
Because as it was written, go ahead.
If you're on a dating site, right? Let's say you're on a dating site. Hypothetically, we're not saying for real. We're just saying hypothetically. Right. If you're on a dating site, right? Is your intentions for your desires, or is your intentions for longevity? If you personally are on a dating site, what are your intentions? What are you more focused on? Your desires or your longevity with this person, potentially?
Now, you're gonna have to allow me. You're gonna have to allow me to answer.
I gotta cook. I'm gonna let you cook.
The way that I'm gonna answer, but
I'm gonna drink this.
I'm gonna say this. I have to add in the context that if I'm saying this hypothetically in real time, then the way that I would answer this question is gonna be different. A younger version of myself probably would say, I'm on a dating site just to get bodies. The older version of me, if I'm on a dating site, it would be because I'm actually looking for something. I'm looking for a relationship possibly, or I may be looking to hook up, or whatever, but I'm looking for something. There's a purpose for me to be on this dating site. I don't think, unless you're out here like, casually just speed dating or walking up to people and, just shooting your shot every single day, you feel like, all right, I'm getting on this dating site because I want quick results. That's really what it is. And I personally would not be on a dating site unless I'm just trying to be with somebody or
not even in
I don't got time for it. Nah, hypothetically for the situation, I just answered it the way that I answered it. But I'm saying for me, like in real time, like there's no need for it. Right. But in a hypothetical situation, yeah, the purpose would probably be to either hook up with somebody on a dating site.
Right.
It's always been to just hook up. It's never
Right.
been intentional.
Nothing serious.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But now they add so many layers to it. So you gotta tell them what type of books you like to read and all this other stuff. I mean, you could lie. You could do whatever you want.
Do you really tell them what type of books you like to read?
I personally have a really good profile. That's why I get a whole bunch of hits. So if I build a profile because I understand marketing.
Wait,
hold on.
You're not on it hypothetically.
No, I'm not.
You tweaking, bro.
I mean, I'm not on, but I'm saying I have a. I have a great profile, bro.
Right.
The pictures and everything very descriptive.
Right.
So what you see is what you get, type shit. So it really, for me, I'm doing that. Yeah, these are the types of books that I like to read. I'm giving you depth. So I give you some information to try to allure the type of women that I want. I don't want 5s. You know what I mean? I probably want 7s, or you know what I mean, on the scale, a 6. You know what I mean? But I don't want anything like low if I'm telling you so much about myself. If I don't really care, if I'm just trying to hook up, I'm not gonna give you that much information. I'll give you a couple pictures.
So she's an 8, but she hates books. You with it, right?
If she's an 8 and she hates books, what is that?
Books. Like
what
she
does that
hates reading ass niggas. She hates niggas that are well read. She hates articulate. She hates smart people. But she's bad as ever.
So how did I get her?
On let's say you on one of these dating apps, and she's interested in you because of how you look aesthetically. But she's not feeling none of that book talk that you talk.
Let her have me.
So this is all I'm saying. So all I'm saying is the desire is more important than the longevity. Cause you just said that you was into books. You need a high class woman that's gonna be
did I say that?
attracted to that. How did you not say that? You didn't say that?
Are you listening? You're not listening? Cause this is dragging. I mean like on some real, like we both have different views on this. What are we talking about the dude? The dude with the tattoos on his face. What was?
I don't know that story. Y'all gotta tell me that story.
It was on Anton Daniels. We were talking about it because he got arrested. He said he innocent.
What did he do?
And he said that he's really innocent, and then he went into an explanation as a result of it. So I'm gonna play this a little bit, and then we're gonna come
speed
back
it up a little bit.
What do you do, Erika?
And turn on your notifications. Here we go. What I'm gonna talk about today as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. I mean, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involved strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for.
What?
Okay. But before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right. St. Tammany jail.
So what did he do? What did he say this?
Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on second-degree kidnapping, second-degree rape, domestic abuse.
I can't even hear this. I know they.
Second-degree kidnapping, second-degree abuse. Diamond White, a woman.
And she's not a child, she's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. All allegations against me is false. I was doing well around her, like none of that. Doing the timing.
You got paperwork stating that all these allegations are false.
I mean, ain't they doing the same thing with Tory? How many times do we gotta see it, yo? They put Black Men Awareness Month on Pride Month. You think that's on an accident they did that? How you put Father's Day and Black Men Awareness Day on Pride Month? You see what I'm saying? This is wickedness that's going on. This is all I'm saying, bro. There's a lot of stuff that we're seeing, but we're not believing that is truly evil, and that's evil. That's evil.
You think he really innocent?
Yes, and I think they're really, it's on some Meg Thee Stallion shit.
Now here's the thing about his story. The everything, like, so listening to everything that he said, right?
And I don't even know what happened. I'm just saying by the conviction of his voice, what he was saying, what he was putting together, he felt like he had a case, and he felt like just from how he was talking. And all I'm saying is we gotta have discernment for that type of character. Because if it comes out and he didn't do it, then now we looking stupid because or he gets stabbed in jail like Tory Lanez.
But here's the thing.
What Fat Joe say? Ketchup? You said that nigga called ketchup.
Yo,
I'm sorry, that was crazy, yo. Shout out to Fat Joe, yo. That's crazy, yo.
This guy, right?
Called ketchup.
He already had prior charges, right?
Yeah, because he gave a list of stuff. He was like,
right.
For these
now, I'm not, again.
But he still shouldn't be getting no pinned on him if he didn't.
Exactly. So like just saying like, okay, they deny all of that information or whatever, that's grimy. Knowing that they did that. But
this is why discipline is more important than lust.
He can't. Hold on. Let's not do that.
Yes, we got to this in all times together.
We can claim
in all times
that
together.
We're the victim.
Discipline is more powerful than lust. Because look at the situation he's in.
But we can claim.
Not discipline. If he had discipline, he'd be like, nah, I'm not going to rock with her. She's showing me signs.
He's a criminal, bro.
Nobody
I'm just
knows
saying.
That
right. Listen.
If
he is saying, listen, everybody's saying that he's a criminal, right?
He's a
criminal, right?
So that doesn't mean that he doesn't have rights.
And that doesn't mean that he did exactly
that doesn't mean he did that.
What he's being
doesn't mean he's guilty because he still has the right to be innocent until proven guilty.
All I'm saying is things happen in shifts. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Things happen in like groups. Like death happens in groups. It's all numbers. So with this Tory Lanez situation, with this Meg Thee Stallion situation, with this Cassie situation, with this Laura London situation, with this, all of these situations is about our women against us, right? Now, I'm not saying that that's natural because I disagree with that. But if X is natural, right? Then that's what comes with X. Especially without what? Discipline. So all I'm saying in all these situations, right? Having discipline is better than not having discipline. And the people that don't have the discipline is the people that's messing with mad different women because mad different women brings mad different drama. You have to mess with the right woman. Even if you're gonna mess around, like let's say a polygamist, right? If you on a poly relationship and you have more than one girlfriend, we're not even gonna say wife. You have more than one girlfriend. You have a relationship with more than one girlfriend. If you have your boundaries and you say, okay, this is what it is. This is what I agree to stick to. What do y'all want? And you let them, you know what I mean, decide for themselves, okay, I'm cool with this. Then bro, life will be so much better. They're gonna win because all of them are assigned to do whatever needs to be done. If it's finances, there's how many of y'all? If it's 3 of y'all, now it's 3 people all dedicated to the same thing. Right. You don't think it's not gonna go?
We talk about transparency and communication all the time.
Bro, that's how we win. That's how we bring back families, transparency, and we let them know, like, yo, this is what it is. But all that comes from discipline. It doesn't come from desire. That's what I'm saying.
But do you think the government is against this dude?
Yes.
For him getting locked up?
Yes.
Or do you think
the government is always against people that try to help us, bro? Every time. There's so many examples of the government showing that even when people just have genuine intent to help, it's like, no, you can't help those people. These are the people that we treat a certain way and we don't want to change because then everything will change and then we won't be in power. And you can't run a government off fear and think that it's solid. I love the country, but how it's run is run by real demonic, shady dudes. And they're not even living their truths because a lot of them is doing the stuff that they're talking about in the comments right now. A lot of them is, you know what I'm saying? This is that energy, bro. It's all the same energy. You gotta watch out for that, because the people that don't watch out for that are the people that fall victims like Tory Lanez, like this dude that's in jail, even though he was a criminal. Because if he didn't do it, guess what? You the boy that cried wolf.
That's a grimy situation to be in.
It's a grimy situation to be in. you gotta.
But a lot of
better
people,
choices.
Some people that were on the panel were saying, "Yo, he guilty. He did it."
I mean, people gonna have a public opinion,
I'm saying from like because they judging a book by its cover. Like you look at the guy,
right?
You know what I mean? You might think, "Oh yeah,
he did this, then he would do that,
like that, right?" But I don't know, man. Like sometimes it is true what you say. Like you get caught up with the wrong woman because you just chasing the kid.
That's all I'm saying, yo. That's all I'm saying.
But you have to control it. You gotta have discipline. I never argued that. I said I agree with that.
People with
but I'm
discipline
saying,
are better off.
But I'm saying when we're courting, we're going to do certain things in the beginning of that situation. Mm-hmm. Like women are gonna do certain things in the beginning. They're gonna use a dude. At least let's get some
you could use
something
me,
out of it.
You could use me, just don't misuse me.
Don't misuse me, right? I like that.
They could use me, just don't misuse me.
Everybody gotta face the fact that they're gonna be used. Men use women, women use men. But if you feel so used that you ain't got nothing left, if you ain't got nothing to give yourself, how you gonna have it to give to your kids?
We don't listen to her no more. She in real life is having a train ran on her. And
he said it's a threesome.
That's a train. 3 men at the same time. That's a train.
2 men.
2 men at the same time is still a train. The same person that she get her advice from for baby boy.
I didn't get no advice.
You just said it. Advice. You just said it.
But
you said it like it was a real quote that you live by.
She ain't write that shit.
You felt that shit.
But it's true. Don't you agree with
No, I don't, because she just disproved that shit.
No.
She's bullshit. She proved
she
that.
Didn't write that. She's just an actress.
Exactly.
That's what she proved. They move different. Look at Neo living his best life.
You need to be useful.
Shout out to Neo.
I don't think women should be.
To something.
I don't think women can do it. I don't think, I'm not with that. Oh, yeah, she could do it if a man could. I'm not with that.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying a woman shouldn't
have sex
with 2 men. That's a train.
That's
never going to be a threesome. It's a train.
Dudes agree to that. It's kind of crazy to me. Like, you want to share your shit?
No, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, especially if that's your chick.
You said people use. People are useful. They're the people in your life. You use them for something, whether it's financial, whether it's for conversation. No, because it's for different stuff. It could be for conversation. Maybe they give good advice. Maybe you have fun together. They're useful to you in some way. It doesn't have to be a negative.
Those type of people. Not everybody comes with all this positivity that y'all talk about. You're forgetting the trauma. Hold on. You're forgetting the trauma that they brought. The reason why you won't even question, hey, should I even be around this person because they did this? So we're not going to forget that. That's what I'm saying. But she's forgetting that because she's not talking about that. She's not talking about the other side where it's like, yo, even though this person can be nice, even though this person can be this person did some stuff that maybe they can't come back from. And I feel like that needs to be strong in our people because it's not. We go with what feel good, and that's not good. What we need is more discipline, but we don't have that. You see what I'm saying? And it is what it is because I still feel like the people that do have that stand out. I really do. I feel like all the people that we know in history, if they had that belief in their self, then everything was possible. But a lot of people don't have that because they don't have that discipline. They just let shit happen to them and then they wonder why their life is what it is. It's like life didn't happen to you, you happened to life. But people don't.
We ain't laying on unemployment rock.
Real talk though. People don't understand their power in this situation. It's like we're all just spirits in a human body living our thoughts in reality, in our reality. Like we can do whatever we want for real. But we know that there is limitations because of examples in history. So you just move a little bit more, discreetly with your joint.
Limitations, sometimes they help us. I mean, they protect us.
Right.
The edge of the cliff is so you don't die.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, for the record, nobody is supporting what she did. Like, if the men, if everybody, that lady the mother from Baby Boy, if if they were not all, and it's still crazy, whichever way it is, if they were not all touching on each other and doing stuff to each other, that's a threesome. But everybody is doing stuff with each other. If they're only doing stuff to her, then that is a trend. I agree.
I personally
but
think
neither one of them are appealing for a woman to talk about. She did that.
I bet, but she's 50, so she not really appealing. She
it
could
was
be
on her birthday.
Yeah, she could be attractive, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's that spur of the moment stuff that you do out of your desire. It's not your discipline. And I'm just saying that type of person shouldn't be the person that we focusing on anything that she said.
Because she didn't write that.
I understand she doesn't write that, but I'm saying even if you're quoting her from a movie, that's like me quoting Hitler.
It's the message.
I'm gonna even if he said even if I quote Hitler, it's gonna be looked upon as some hate shit as soon as I say his name, because certain people have power besides the physical. It's just in their name. It's just in their name. And this is what I'm saying. That's why having discipline is so important, because you have to be able to disattach yourself with people that you know is not going to help you grow in life.
I ain't attached to nobody. I don't know, especially someone that I don't know. But I can separate the message from that's where discernment comes into play.
I'm talking about
just because somebody that's behaving
I'm talking about X.
She's an actress.
I'm talking about X specifically, though, E. I'm talking about X specifically. So if it's X specifically, regardless of that shit you talking, your emotions are going to be invested because it's X.
I'm talking about
especially if you like that guy, especially if the desire matches with how he makes you feel just by talking to you. Because you might not have ever talked to a dude that be talking to you like how this man is talking to you. You don't have these feelings for nobody else, and you're just getting to know this person, but you're feeling like, yo, I'm really, you see what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about, where we have to have awareness for, because a lot of us miss our blessings, right? We don't take the shots that we're supposed to take because of whatever. And all I'm saying is all of that is rooted with desire. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I wasn't talking about just X. I was saying usefulness overall, as a person. Right. Everybody, we get something for somebody why they're in their life for something.
Like I said, we all
normally transactional.
We all shouldn't be misused though. Misuse is when we feel like, damn, like why did you treat me like that? That's misuse. You see what I'm saying? So nobody deserves that. Right. And that's why all that starts with the honesty. Because if you're not lying to her, you're saying like, yo, I hooked up with old girl, but it's cool, I wore a condom. And she not tripping, then y'all cool. But 9 out of 10 times, it's not like that. As soon as you say that, and it's the truth, but this is what I'm saying. If you're the same queen that's asking for truth from a man, and if honesty is the most important shit, then if he says that, I expect you to be like, well, I don't want to hear that, but you know what I mean? I'm still rocking with you. That's what I expect from you personally. But I know most women aren't like you and have that same mentality. So it's going to be, damn, nigga, like, yo, you just going to out front and tell me that you just cheated on me? And this is the world that we live in.
Let me clarify.
That's why a lot of these dudes not happy.
The problem with the truth is that people think like, oh, you don't want to hear it. No. Because of the person's reaction, and yes, you shouldn't be acting crazy, putting your hands and doing stuff. You should be able to, you could still get upset about stuff, but you don't have to be screaming and yelling. Nobody wants that to happen. If that's your man and you not agreed to no open relationship. Right. But I would weigh the pros and cons. Like, if you're with them for a reason, I feel like they're gonna do that anyway. But hopefully, I would try to prevent to do what I'm supposed to, so they don't. But
that's right.
They would do it, I think. And I would respect it if you told me. But we're gonna have a conversation about it at first. I'm not just gonna be like, okay, that's all right. Let's.
I think depending on the person, it depends on the situation. He might tell you ahead of time, and you might have this expectation of, okay, he's gonna do it, and he's just like, I just gotta let you know.
They tell me that you planning on going to go
do this, and I'm gonna be there doing that. So
why are you planning? So what is this? An open relationship?
No, this is a marriage. That's your man,
and
he's just letting you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to do something, like, and I know you're not, that way, so I don't want to bring this, you know what I mean, in our situation, so I just want to handle this, but I'm going to be outright, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you this is what I'm doing, and I could lie, I could, you know what I mean, but I want to be with you, I want to stay with you, but it's like, I definitely want to be nastier with her than I will be with you. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that shit be real, but like that's the truth that the women don't want to hear.
I want you to be. If I'm your wife,
right?
You should not be. You could say that, but I feel like that's dumb. This is the person that you should be being nasty with. That's your wife.
No, it's not.
What's more nasty? What's more nasty? The look of it, of giving birth, all the blood and everything. Like
that's beautiful.
You put that in there. Y'all exchange fluids.
But that's not desire, though. You see the difference?
You switch moving the goalpost.
I'm just saying, if we're talking about desire and we're talking about lust, we're not talking about childbirth. That's the goalpost being moved. We're talking about desire and childbirth, blood, gore, all of that doesn't come from lust. It comes from love. It's supposed to. The real, genuine, the kids that have a chance in life, it comes from love.
People just be fucking.
I'm just saying the kids that have a chance in life. I'm not all. A lot of kids don't have a chance in life. You see what I'm saying? They gotta make their way, and a lot of them don't find their way. I'm just saying the ones that have a chance in life, their parents love the fuck out of each other.
Use protection if you're gonna be out here doing that.
Yeah, don't just be
running up at people.
I'm saying whether you using protection or not, be with somebody that you really care about. Because if you're not being with somebody you really care about, and she end up pregnant. You are.
And whether you with somebody that you care about or not,
you're cooked. Y'all are cooked.
Yeah,
your legacy is cooked.
People.
You're going to be another statistics on why black families aren't together. It's going to be horrible. And I'm letting you know from experience. I'm not sitting here trying to throw it in y'all face. I thought I was going to skip that because I had parents that stayed together. So I was like, okay, I'm going to skip that. And I didn't get skipped. I got picked. It was like, okay, now you're in a situation, and if your situation doesn't last, she no longer listens to you. But y'all have a kid. So, first few years, it's still, I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? So we off and on, and I'm understanding my responsibilities as a man. Okay, I gotta lock in because I got a kid now. And I got a family, so I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do what I gotta do. I was on survival mode, right? But now I'm on daddy mode. So I gotta learn more, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Once you realize, damn, like, I'm not happy in this situation. This person is affecting on my depression as a person, right? Like, not because they're evil, just because you realize that they didn't really love you like they said they love you. They really were just infatuated with the allure of you, right? Like what you came with. They might have liked the sex, or the ex. They might have liked, you see what I'm saying, aspects about you, but they didn't really love you for real. And then to find this out after a kid is why discipline is so important, because you have to have that. Like,
and then once you start doing the upside down tango,
right,
then your judgment gets clouded because that's in the forefront. You can't wait to get together again so you can do it again.
Exactly.
You're not paying attention to
desire
the
gets
behavior
stronger
until something serious happens, and then you're like, damn, you crazy. I ain't even. Well, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post our go live. I'm La Hefa.
CrisxmasOnDemand.
SmileyJizzle.
Get lifted.